I'm making this video called The Sad Thing Is. Yes, the sad thing is we brought our children into this world, born into this world without knowing what we've done to them. The sad thing is that to think that we furbish the society that we have today with our children in the police force, in the armies, navies, only to represent not us, but a greater force that was there before we came along, that was well established, an infrastructure that was always there to keep us down in our place. The sad thing is to think that our children will join, say for example, the police force, not to be helping us in any way, but in a sense to be controlling either us or our friends or people who have grievance against the society. We send our children there to control them, to put them in their place, to beat them up, to spray pepper spray or whatever into their face. And the sad thing is that we also send our children to join the army, navy, air force, not to die for us, but to die for this establishment that is there to control us. For example, you know that when I see, for example, some of the videos on here on YouTube or any live video of 9/11 and the Pentagon, these firemen putting out the fire, you know, and they know what has happened. They could see what the remains, but the sad thing is that I don't see them on here talking about their experience and how things are hidden away from the public. It's like secretaries who work for solicitors that are corrupted, you know, and to think that these are our children. We haven't educated them to observe dishonesty and corruption and keep their gob shut. But yeah, the sad thing is they go along in life and being brought up in this society thinking that that is how it is and that's how they should behave, you know. This is how the world is and they should work for this organization that is corrupted, cheating their clients and telling a pack of lies and bringing our kids into it to help them achieve these aims that they have of corruption. The sad thing is, about a third of our society, it's linked basically to this infrastructure that rules us. If we never voted tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. One party or another will get into power because they are the machinery that runs the whole infrastructure. And through this machinery, they exploit us in various ways. If they want us to buy a special trainer, they would give their children to wear the trainers to come out and show off to our children, and our children will go running off to buy this trainer, or they give themselves a present with this beautiful car, and the rest of us will look at it and say, wow, you know, we got to have that car. We all go running off to buy this car. It's amazing how, you know, 1/3 of people it's not even the third of that people that really runs and manages society. It's all the Klingons that hang on to 10% of this third that rule us. May it be their secretaries, their solicitors, their doctors, their you name it. It's a mighty strong force. They're like chameleons. One minute they could be the Conservative Party, the next minute they could be the Labour Party, next minute they could be the Liberal Party, whichever suits them at the time, and depends on the mentality of the society at that time. I believe that in the States you'll have different from us in the UK, but it all boils down to the very same thing. They're like chameleons, basically. I look at political parties like chameleons. Whichever the group managed to undermine the area that it's cool at the time, and the mentality of our children seem to be going their way, they should change suits and change their colours and go into this party that will come into power. Even though if we all grew up tomorrow and say, no, we won't vote, we want to see what will happen if we all don't vote. See what this third of our population would do. What lengths are they prepared to go to? I think it will surprise us. But of course, I've forgotten now. They've got our children, and they got the police, got the military, the air force, the navy. They'll probably bring our innocent kids in to control us, to undermine us somehow. Clomp us on the bloody head with a truncheon, or pepper spray into our face. Of course, when our children are doing that, they won't do it to us if we were in the crowd. They'll probably do it to somebody else's mum and dad. Absolutely mad, really, but that's how it is. The sad thing is also, where could we, as individuals, employ somebody to do our dirty work for us for such a low income? To think that we could go off and kill our fellow man for such a small income. To sell our souls, you lot must think there is no creator. You can be as big as an asshole you want to be in this world, and nobody's going to ever judge you for it. You should be in your coffin rotting away and thinking that that is the end, Well, that is why I come in. I believe that's the only reason why I believe in the creator, is because I think justice, deep in our souls, there's one thing that is sacred. Our soul craves for justice. It bleeds for justice. And to think that if we could ever believe there's a world that could create all these beautiful things within it, and the universe that we know nothing about, and don't install a sacred element within it, called justice, to make all these nasty things in the world that exist within mankind don't have to pay any compensation or punishment of any kind. To think that you can grow up tomorrow as a child, kill all your bloody neighbours, shoot the bastards all, take as much money as anything in their property that you can grab, invest all your money in properties and whatever, and don't have to worry about the people at the very top. Once they see you're evil as them, they'll leave you well alone, and think that that's how it is. Life is like that. I don't believe so, and I don't think anybody who could ever think that could think that you could do such a thing in our world, in our universe, and never have to be accountable for those things that you have done. I just believe that you lot are living in cloud cuckoo land. Because to me that's the only reason I want to be here, and I can say that my creator has brought me here in one exchange, that he grant me this, that there is justice at the end of all of our lifetime. There is justice. If there isn't justice, that I could have gone out from a young teenager and kill all my rich mates and took their bloody money and whatever I could, being very cunning, of course. Nobody would know that I've done it, and accumulate all this power and whatever. And there is no justice, that I could get away with it, and the world would never know. And no, I think it's just unbelievable. I think to think that somebody could create something that is, like a whale, where it could give this sonar out, and all the things, the technology we've learned from what was already there. All we've learned was to copy and mimic it. So to think that it was something great that created it all and put it there, fair enough. I do believe in evolution, but I believe in evolution logically. Where all the molecules fit together logically, but also our mentality and our rules of justice. That's another vibe that surrounds us. Has also got a right to be there. As much as we've got a right to evolve from an ape, or from a fish to a bloody ape and whatever, as much as the law of justice has got the right to be here. I think if you look at the logic, why create such a complex structure that evolves from, turn into one thing, into another, into another, into another, but not have the key element that governs it? Why create a society with all these things, and to be able to reach to the point where you could destroy everything and not have a legal system? Let's put it this way. It's not logical. It's logical in our sense that we had to create a legal system, whether we like it or not, enable for it all to work. And I think it's the same as what is happening in the whole universe. To create that element of justice, that at the end of the day you all will have to be accountable for your behavior. It's not logical. I think the interesting thing is, like, imagine if we die and lying in our coffin there, and all our grandparents and ancestors, if we were decent human beings, are dying to come to us and grab all of our souls and pull us out of this body, that's out of this shell, and say, "Come on, Colin, mate," or "Come on, Jim, God, bloody hell, what a life, we know we all been through it, so we know what you've been through." And they drag this soul out of your body, and out of this horrible coffin, buried in all this dirt, 6 foot of it. And it may be, I believe in that. I believe that our spirits live on, to, otherwise what is all about, all this, like, I'll be 58, 59 this year, and to think that 59 years of nothing, and all these tasks that I had to go through in this life, achieving all the things I had to achieve, and work hard and do what I had to do, all amounts to nothing. My ancestors are all dead, and they're all bloody nothing. They never ever existed at all. No, I think I like to believe, and do believe, that my ancestors will be waiting for me when I'm gone. Hopefully I'll do them proud when my life is ended, that they will come and drag my soul away to where it deserves to be. But I often wondered, for these people that felt like they could be as wicked as they wanted to, they're lying in this coffin, closing their eyes, refuse, say, I'm dead and gone now, that's finished, done what I had to do, probably wish I never done it, but tough, it's gone now, amen to it all. They feel they could hear. I've never heard nothing. No, I'm not. This is all doesn't exist, Don't want to open their eyes. Determined that it's all ended. Amen. Well, we'll wait and see.